I'm going to go on record and say, hi, my name is Meek Mills, and I went to a Diddy party.
Yo, I read that shit, man.
Dog.
Diddy
talk about dreams and nightmares.
Dude, yeah, dreams and nightmares.
That's not my joke. I took it from somebody online, but
you're stealing jokes now, man. You know,
I was giving I was giving credit.
Who is it? Who said it?
It was a meme, dog.
Oh, that means some other comedian.
I know. I think it was actually academics. I think it was academics wrote it in his thing because he was the one who I've seen breaking all the news.
I've been saying it for the longest. People are like, no. And I'm like, yo, dude, that dude is no good, man. Dude.
Gay.
That was good.
Thanks.
You did that very well. Right? He did that very well. I'm not gonna lie. Dreams and nightmares. Yeah, man. That's basically what it was, dude. Diddy was fucking trying to get his finger in every asshole, and he didn't care what was on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Any asshole, any and every asshole.
Dude.
You know, we've shown the videos of what's his face? The dude who sings since he was Bieber, Justin Bieber. You know, feeling all comfortable around him.
Mm-hmm.
These parents don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. Justin Bieber has a video on his YouTube that's 2 minutes long about 24 hours with Diddy.
Oh, man. I can only imagine.
I think. Oh, dude. Is he bro, he looks like he's on an island, bro. Should we play some of this, dude? Should we play some of this?
Diddy Island. Diddy had cameras everywhere, son. He had cameras all over the houses. Yo, go into the fucking lawsuit, man. Let's go into this shit, man. I said it. Didn't I say? I said, wait until the first dude comes out against him. Mm-hmm. I said that shit because then people are going to be like, whoa, wow. As if it was okay what he was doing with Cassie.
Here we go, dude. It says, so
Rodney Jones is the producer of the Love album. He has like 6 or 7 tracks on there or something like that. I think even maybe 11, if I'm correct. It says it in the suit.
So this is from the United States Federal Court, Southern District of New York. Rodney Jones and the plaintiffs are Sean Combs, Justin Dior Combs. Justin Dior, that's his son.
Yeah, dude, he was getting crazy with his son. Even though, I get high with my son. I'm not a good fuck. I think if I was a freak, I'd probably freak off chicks. If I was, I probably would. Why not? You're a freak. You know, on that thing, he's a slime. So the fact that he brings his son in on his slime or shit, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a slime, but we have been hanging out with my son one time and he was like, Dad, fucking beat. And I'm like, dude, it's only 1:30. He goes, I know, but I'm tired. I broke him off a half an Addy. I said, here, take this. I'm not a good father. But we had a great time.
Father.
We had a great time.
You're a great father and a better friend. Yeah, I'm sure you had a great time. Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah. At that point, he was like, yeah, dude, this is fucking great.
So there's also Ethiopia Habte Mariam, Lucian Charles Grange, Kristen Coram, Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group, Combs Global Enterprises, John and Jane Doe's 1 through 10, ABC 1 through 10.
Oof. Woo, bro, 12002. What's up, baby? I feel like we haven't seen you in a while, bro. I could be wrong because I get high. My mind ain't all there. But I feel like we haven't seen you in a while, man. But either way, man, glad you're here. He says, please stop saying that you're not going to live that long. You still have a lot of work to do in this life. No, but dude, when I say 30 years, you got to remember I'm 53. That's 83 years old, even if I'm still around, You know what I'm saying? 83.
You're not going to be a good 83 if you're around.
If I make it to 83, I'm going to be a good 83.
You think a great 83?
Yeah, dude.
I honestly, dude, I think you're going to live over 100. That's my guess for you.
I hope not.
Really?
100? I don't want to be my last friend. You know what I'm saying? I want to go at least before Mark.
You're definitely going to go before me, I hope.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I hope. Well, I don't know, man. We're not making money yet. We got to see what happens when you start making money. You might get all Jesse on us.
Jesse. What
Jesse for Breaking Bad.
I
wonder where you are. You haven't showed up for the podcast
more,
for like 3 weeks. Then I go over to your house and there's a bunch of junkies in there.
It'd be more like
eating pizza.
Screech from Saved by the Bell. I'll pull Screech in real life. Remember that hockey player from the Mighty Ducks too? The one guy from the Mighty Ducks, Goldberg. I don't know if that was more of a '90s kids movie.
No, I saw the Mighty Ducks.
Did you?
I had children.
Quack, 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 quack,
quack, quack, quack, quack, quack,
quack, quack,
crack, 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 crack. See, that changes quickly. Themore says,
"Oh no, bro." Says, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, I said, "What's up, bro?" Themore says, "So this is a conspiracy charge." That is a lot of defendants. Yeah, there's a lot of defendants because they're saying that
Rico, right? This is Rico. It's a Rico.
In a sense, well, here's the thing: it's a lawsuit for money. This isn't the government going against them; it's that dude going against them.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lawsuit for money.
Yeah. But in the federal court.
But from my understanding, they're working on a RICO case against this dude, and they're saying that because a lot of the parties were thrown and they were sponsored by those people. And a lot of things went on in the studios of those people that they should have known. And the fact that they let it go on and conspired to allow it. Like this dude talks about, yo, go to the first one. Okay. Show me the thing and scroll down because I read it. We're not going to hit it all. And trigger warning. If you don't know, listen, anybody watching this shit ain't got to read the trigger warning. They never put that before on anything. Now it's trigger warning. You're reading a lawsuit that has to do with sexual fucking abuse. What do you think? What do you think you're gonna read about? Fucking idiots, man.
All right, we'll get back to the comments in a little bit. Let's dig into this and then we'll read them. All right.
Let me see it. I'll tell you where to stop.
Okay.
Because they go on explaining. Oh wait, there's one thing. Hold on.
I'll make it a little bigger.
Yeah. Hereby alleges. All right. Let's talk what he alleges in the complaint real quick. So it says plaintiff Rodney, Little Rod Jones, hereby alleges. Make that a little bigger for me, dog. Make that a little bigger for me.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go, man. I got all eyes. You could even go full screen. I don't need to see the.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to.
Hereby alleges as and for his complaint against defendant Sean Combs, Mr. Combs, defendant Justin Dior, defendant Lucian, Ethiopian, all the defendants as follows. So here's the complaint. This is it right here, right? So that's the jurisdiction, venue. You know, they're talking about the jurisdiction of the court, the parties. Keep scrolling. We'll get to the good stuff.
Oh, dude, what a photo, bro.
Yeah, check this out. Hold on. And these are the photos. These are the photos that are in the actual thing because this dude says he has pictures, he has videos. They don't show all the videos on this, but he says he has them and says that they'll give it to them, you know, to the thing. But listen to this. This is a great one right here. It says Sean Combs was born, whatever. Combs is producer, actor, gets paid. This just describes who they are. That's Sean's son. These are all the people there. That's Lucian. He was the former CEO of Motown Records. Ethiopia is the chief of staff for Sean. And there's Christina Coram.
Also another chief of staff.
Exactly.
Chalice Recording,
you got
Motown.
Chalice, Motown, Universal, Love Records.
Combs Global.
Yeah.
Lil Rod.
Now, Rodney, like I said, he was producing for him. He was born and raised Chicago. Big up Chicago. Keep going. Summary of events. Basically, he produced 9 songs on Mr. Combs' album. He lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. You could say that was your choice. Mr. Jones resided, Mr. Combs' residence in Los Angeles, California, New York City, Miami, Florida.
Dog, he spent several weeks on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is where Epstein was, dog.
Yep. The claims raised in this complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possession. All right, whatever. Hundreds of hours of footage. Go to the Chalice recording studio.
Well, it says he has yeah, well, this is some stuff right here. You want to read it?
Hold on, go up a little more. All right. So it says Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, it sounds like a fun party. At that point, I'm still in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still in. Let's go. Keep going. I mean, he's throwing the party. He should have to get that stuff, right? The displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal arms. Not with that.
You think all guns should be registered? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna pull one out, it better have a registration.
Yeah. Or a serial number scratched off.
Or I better or you better be really close to me that I know you're not gonna shoot me with it.
Yeah.
But
Or give me a hot one.
But you know what? I've been to parties like that. I'm still in the party. I'm not leaving the party yet.
Yeah. I'm actually excited.
Yeah, I mean, I don't got no beef for nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me.
Yeah, but you don't want a gun at a party, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's where shit goes bad.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm still there. I'm not leaving because of that.
Right. Especially if there's coke and GHB. That's the roofie drug, dude. You know how much me and you
the owner. It's the owner of the house. He's just keeping everybody in check.
Me and Gary both had 25 milliliters of GHB before the show. We're roofied right now.
No, you say shit like that and people believe it. There was a comment that somebody called us meth heads.
Which is inaccurate. It's meth head and it's singular and it's me and it's in the past tense, not the current.
Nah, man. Fucking, I'm not a meth head. I've never done well.
That's why I said it's singular, dude. They're talking about me, not you.
Well, I think it had an S on it.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They're incorrect in meth heads, where it should have been singular.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Getting back to it. So it goes, Mr. Combs providing laced alcohol beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, Virgin Islands, and Florida.
So I want to just interject real quick because you see how it has that little one? I want to see what that one is referencing about. The writer spoke with several employees of the yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands, personally witnessed by defendant Coram, instructor staff Brendan Paul, Frankie Santella, and Moy Bond, spike bottles of champagne with ecstasy. Right?
If you're gonna spike it, that's what you should spike it with.
Well, so
still, I ain't gonna lie, still hanging at the party.
Yeah, but so I want to look up those names at some point because I bet we could find them attached to Ghislaine and whoever. You know?
Of course, dude. I'm not here to solve the case for the fucking FBI. They're never gonna prosecute anyway. You know, just so you know what's going on, man. Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, instructing her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to Mr. Combs for his consumption.
Hey.
You know, still there.
Yeah.
Christian Combs drugging and sexually assaulting women. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. There you go. Boom. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Now I'm out. Now this is the party just became a crime scene. And I'm out. I watched First 48, dog. You know, they don't even have to give me the juice.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you don't even have to give me the juice. I got enough from Diddy. Let me tell you everything that just went on inside that bitch, yo. I'm out right there. Right there. There you go. I was hanging for, even with the laced drinks. I don't have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I feel so fucking good. I think it's like me. I'm still there. Now you don't
think you would notice it? I feel like you would.
Of course I would notice. I mean, they spiked this shit, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd notice it, dog.
I'm gonna be like,
I don't normally take all my clothes off at a party.
I'm gonna be like, that's ecstasy, and I'm pretty sure it's cut with a little heroin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, to make you drowsy.
Oh, man. Yeah, but I'm out right there. You know, right there, you just lost me at the party.
Yeah.
And I won't be at the next one.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so here's where I'm no longer at the party.
F.
And that's Christian Combs. That's his son, right?
That's the leader of his family church group.
Go ahead. Let's get back into it, man. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes, who we spoke about. Pew pew. To soften the impact of his public image of Casey Ventura's lawsuit.
Now, who is Bishop TD?
TD Jakes, dog. He's a bishop, big, huge in the fucking
Church of Combs, the family Church of Combs.
No, but in the those TV pastors. Huge, man. He wrote a book that was actually really good, man, that I read back in the day, and it helped to change my life. It was positive, but as I started to learn about the brother, because we asked the question, why is a pastor at a Diddy party?
And I can answer that probably because the pastor has missions in Ethiopia, Bangladesh,
He has
France.
missions in New York, California, and the Virgin Islands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I'm saying he has to have his feeder. It's his feeder program.
Dude, you know, right there, that's definitely, I definitely believe that. We talked about that before this even showed up on the thing. So
yeah, I remember. I just wanted a memory refresher on that.
yeah, man. So go ahead, let's go. So he wanted to use that relationship to soften the blow.
Mm-hmm.
Young Miami's cousin and or assistant sexually assaulting Mr. Jones. That's the dude who's pressing the charges, not pressing charges, but suing.
Mm-hmm.
Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and assaulting Mr. Jones.
Dog. What do you think about that?
He's got pictures.
And
it looks like there's a picture there, man. He's got his hand like on his inner leg.
Really?
Yeah, as you scroll down, there's a picture there. Right. We'll see it. We don't got to go there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Rapper Redacted. I would love to know who that rapper is.
Well, I can actually tell you that because the scuttle is, if you scroll down, like you see how it had that little 3 next to it. If you scroll down on the 3, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, and that Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj is Meek fucking Mills, dog.
Okay, there you go.
And there's tons of Diddy pictures. That's why on the screensaver it was Meek, Diddy, and then me and you from that Diddy party that we went to. You remember that? Hi, my name is Brian Licata.
I was drugged. I just remember waking up in my car naked.
Hi, my name is Brian Licata, and I sold ecstasy to P. Diddy. Oh, dude.
Amazing.
Here we go.
Amazing, man. All right, so you know, I
Jay,
can't say that's
Jay,
it is,
Jay.
But it's redacted, which I don't know why they didn't put his name in there.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know. Hit the X to close that. It's lost connection to the camera.
That's okay. Keep talking because they still got us on.
Oh, there you go. You're right. There you go. All right. So I'm thinking why his name ain't in there. Maybe he's working with them, giving them some information. So they're keeping his name off of it. Why else would they keep his name off? I don't know. I'm just...
Dude, they were like a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. I mean, just write his name.
Who was born on this date.
Yeah.
And lives at...
Yeah, it reminds with Eek Ills.
It rhymes with weak wills.
Yeah, weak wills.
Everybody at those Diddy party had weak wills.
Gay!
Apparently.
But hey, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, actually, there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with what's going on there if there's underage children there. I don't care about all the and if they're sexually abusing women, yeah, then that's something wrong with that.
No, you
unless they signed a waiver.
What waiver? I agree to
like
be assaulted.
If they signed a waiver here that said, "Listen, I come into this place understanding that shit might get crazy. There's a good chance, you know." I might get molested. I get molested by raped. Diddy and his son. Then that comes with the party, comes with the ticket.
Yeah, I'm just really upset that my application never got returned to me.
He got denied.
Becomes global.
There you go. All right, then it says R&B singer redacted in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles homes, consorting with underage girls and sex workers. Who's the R&B? Who's the R&B for?
He's a Grammy award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan billionaire. Yeah, hold on. Let me
let's look that up.
Yeah. Give me a second while I pull this up.
I'll read some of the comments. Michelle Balducci says Gary's a great father. We are making him an honorary grandpa and Brian an honorary uncle to Tiffany's baby. I got grandpa. You just got uncle.
That's cool. I'm glad to be an uncle. Yeah, but that means I'm younger than you.
It also means that Brian might molest your child. That's what uncles do, no? Nobody wants to be an uncle. Timor says, I don't know what Timor says because you covered it up. Little Rod rolling on the floor laughing. Raymond says you can get into trouble. You can get into good trouble with a ghost gun through Brian.
No, not through Brian. You can't get into trouble through a ghost gun through me. There are no ghost guns. I've never had one. I've never seen one. I don't even understand what a ghost gun is.
Than carrying without license or registration. I actually got a ghost gun story. I was watching Gangland once, and they were doing the whole thing on, if you ever watched the episode on ghost guns, which are guns, in case people don't know, they're guns that are made with
like parts. Yeah, they're made with parts and they get assembled.
There's no serial number to them.
Yeah, because you make it yourself.
So and then they like use the guns in like LA and shit like that, and then they ship them back to the country that made them, and then they use them back there. So I'm watching Gangland once, and the thing goes from Guatemala right into New York. It gets used a couple of times, kills a couple of people in New York, and then it goes back to Guatemala, where it ends up in the hands of a 16-year-old hitman.
Wow.
Right. Who's wearing a shirt and pants that I designed when I worked for LT Apparel.
That is amazing story, dude.
16 years old, man. He just made the cutoff. And I remember watching it. I paused it. I said, oh my God, those are my pants. That's my shirt. I designed what that dude's wearing. And then he went out and killed somebody in that outfit too, supposedly.
That's kind of cool though.
I thought it was cool.
I fucked my camera up.
Sorry.
Keep going. Talk more about
I'm trying to see what it is. Why is Cuba not listed as a defendant? That's a good question. Yeah. That's a totally good question, Timor. King Handler says, if the rubber don't fit, you must have quit. That'd be great if they make him try to put it on at the court. He's in court and they try to make him put it on.
Do you think they would actually give him a rubber of any kind?
I don't think there were rubbers involved in that thing,
I don't think so. Here we go.
Timor says, my issue with all this is if he has evidence, then these are criminal charges. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I mean, it's up to the state or the government to pick it up.
Right. That's true. No, you're right.
You know, Raymond Robles says R. Kelly, maybe.
No, I actually I got confirmation from Twitter that said it's Chris Brown.
Okay, well, let's go back in it.
Yep.
Let's see. This is crazy. I'm telling you, I read this shit. I'm not gonna read it all, but there's just some crazy parts that we got to read here, yo, man. All right, and so this is the Chalice recording studio shooting, and you want to talk about charges? These would be charges. These would be serious charges. On or about September 12th, 2022, Mr. Combs held a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studio at 845 Highland, whatever. Present at this camp were Mr. Combs, his son Justin Combs, and Justice's friend named G.
Oh, dude.
Not me.
The plot, Mr. G.
Not
Mr. G.
I swear it wasn't me, yo. I swear it wasn't me. It's another G. I'm GGG, son.
You know what I remember? I remember the first time I met you. When I got introduced to you, it was as Mr. G. Huh. And it also had a fat Jewish kid from Queens, and I wonder if that's Mike Merck who introduced us.
I don't recall. I do not recall, man.
I'm actually going to take a little hit of that lemonade.
Yeah, you know you are, son. That shit is...
Here we go.
All right, so let's go back into it. All right. Mr. G is a 30-year-old tall African-American male. I told you it wasn't me.
They got the description way wrong. Yeah, I mean, I could see how they think you're 30.
Well, I could tell you this. Diddy did tell me it would never come back to me. And I guess he keeps true to his word.
Yeah.
All right, so check this out. It says, in addition to these individuals, other musicians were present at the camp. This writer has spoken to several musicians who attended the camp. One evening during this camp, Mr. J. Combs and G were in a heated conversation.
And Mr. Combs.
Mr. Combs, J. Combs, and G were in a heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio and into a restroom adjacent to where Mr. Jones was sitting. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalls hearing multiple gunshots.
Okay, so I have some questions.
Keep going. There's more to the story.
The Chalice Recording Studios. Who was it that got shot there? Okay,
keep going with the story, dude. Why you want to hear the ending before we get to it?
All right, dude.
Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock and feared that he would be shot next. Mr. Jones genuinely believed that he would be shot through the door due to how close he was. After the shooting ended, a crowd gathered around the restroom. When the door finally opened, Mr. Combs and J. Combs exited. G was lying on the floor of the restroom in a fetal position, holding his stomach and bleeding out of his leg / hip area. Look, here's where the gunshot was. Come on. Okay. I read pretty well for a Puerto Rican. G was lying on the hip area. Everyone stood around looking upon G, frustrated by the lack of aid to G. Mr. Jones dropped everything, ran to G, and immediately began placing pressure on G's gunshot wound to his stomach. As he was applying pressure on his stomach, Mr. Jones realized that G was gushing blood from another area near his leg hip. He decided to lift G and place him to sit on the toilet. Mr. Jones asked the crowd to call an ambulance. Mr. Jones lifted G and brought him to the ambulance at the studio's front. At this time, Mr. Combs and Justin disappeared to another part of the studio. Mr. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. This shit sounds like a BET movie, son. This sounds like Power.
Dude, I was just gonna ask if we could go through like articles about this, but they have them in there, dog.
Yeah, no, scroll down. Look at the pictures of the bathroom.
No, dude. Oh my god, bro.
Look at the pictures of the bathroom.
Dude, we're going deep on this today, dog.
Dude,
Yo, we're going deep
dude,
on this.
I
I
can't
know.
see it. You're not
I
showing
know.
it.
We're not there yet. We're right now what we're doing is we're expressing ourselves
Oh,
with
this
our
is where
excitement.
they were cut with commercial.
Yeah.
We got to build up. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I like doing things straight up, but sometimes you got to build it up. I get it. There's a couple of people out there like, would you shut up and just keep reading it?
Well, if you wanted to get fist deep in someone you love, go to triplexplayground.com, triplexplayground.com. If you want to support the podcast, go to briantlicata.com/shop. You can pick up Rated G merch. We got shorts, we got hats, we got shirts, we got everything. And don't forget to check out Eleanor's special, No Country for Old Women, out now on the Comedy Store YouTube page. And if you want to see Gary live performing stand-up comedy, go to acjokes.com, acjokes.com. Back to you, Gary.
That was fucking probably the best read you've ever done. That was pretty awesome. Everybody, do you agree? I agree. I think fucking hey, man.
Pew, 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 pew.
Fucking hey, welcome back, man. Welcome back.
So
We are, in case you're just joining us, we are fist deep in the Diddy allegations.
dude. we oh man, we should put out a post with like some Diddy shit and then like superimpose a Triple X Playground picture in there and send it to Spank. That would be so funny and maybe good for him too.
Yo, but this is some power shit right
I
here.
know, dude. Yeah, I know.
This motherfucker saying that Diddy and his son, right? That's the
Yeah.
other J. Combs would be his son, right? Justin Combs.
Yeah, dude.
They went in there with this dude. One of them shot this motherfucker, came out and say it was a drive-by. And that dude who got shot said it was a drive-by.
Well, and dude, that's Mr. Jones. That's the guy who's the defendant on this case, bro.
No,
It's
I'm
not.
talking about the dude who got shot. Mr. Jones didn't get shot. He was outside. Pay attention to what's going on. He was
No.
sitting outside.
Here. I'm going to go back to it. It says,
G got shot.
I know, but
Mr. Jones is the one who lied to the cops. He told him to lie.
Mr. Jones is the defendant in this case.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. G ain't even suing him, and he got shot.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
This
who. I don't know who Mr. G is.
The dude who's suing him heard this motherfucker get shot.
Mhm.
The dude who got shot ain't even suing him.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. Once he feels a little more safe to do so, because I think that's what's happening. People are just starting to feel a little more safe.
Mhm.
You know,
Bro, who
It's
is
hard to
Mr. G, dog?
he's an artist. They said it in the beginning.
I know, but like who it actually is, other than Mr. G?
Did you Google it?
Yeah. I'm trying to find it right now. Yeah.
I think that's his name, Mr. G. But whatever the case may be, It's still fucking crazy because that's how you know it wasn't this G. Because if it was this G, I'd be the motherfucker suing him.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
It sounds unbelievable.
Yeah, no, dude, it does, dude. It really does. I want to get back into it. Let's jump back in. Ready?
All right. Drive-by sailing. Good. There you go. And now they got, as you scroll down, man, these are the
so it's
articles.
Man shot outside party at Hollywood recording studio. One person was shot. Blah blah blah. Man in his 30s taken to the hospital.
They don't even say his name.
Yeah, no information. Not known if it's gang related. Stable condition.
The man in his 30s. The man in his 30s. The media lies, baby.
Yeah. 40. Here, go ahead. You read it.
45. Mr. Jones has several corroborating witnesses who spoke with this writer anonymously due to fear of retaliation from Mr. Combs. They have agreed to speak publicly when subpoenaed.
Oh, so wait, the writer to that article?
No, the writer, I think when he talks about the writer, I think he's saying that means him, the person who's his lawyer, who's writing this. I think he refers to himself as the writer because he says it a couple of times when he says the writer has.
Nah, dude, I think that this is document 1, right?
Yeah.
So they're filing this document in the suit.
Yeah.
And I think this document 1, like it says up top here, document 1 filed, and it means like this writer. I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's the writer of the article.
Right. Yeah, because you can actually look at the top, and here, let me zoom this in. It says by KCAL staff. It doesn't attribute it to anybody.
Yeah.
So that's my assumption.
Because he says it a couple of more times throughout this whole thing.
Well, and we'll see if
I'll show you what I mean when he says it a couple more times. Not just in this story, but throughout the whole.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what it's in reference to. Okay.
So it goes. Mr. Jones has the clothing he wore that day and believes it may still have the stains and DNA of G's blood. The following are screenshots of the aftermath of the restroom where G was shot by either Mr. Combs or J. Combs. Look at all the blood on that toilet seat, dog. You know, crazy, man. Clearly, G was not shot outside of the studio as Mr. Combs instructed his team to report to law enforcement. Well, in a sense, does that mean that? What if they picked them up and brought them into the bathroom?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. And that's where you'd bring somebody. If they got shot outside, you'd bring them inside to the bath. Well,
I wouldn't bring them inside. I don't want that blood in my house.
I know, but if you had but just call an ambulance. They're in West Hollywood, dude. Yeah, they call an ambulance. They'll be there in 2 minutes. You know.
Yeah, why bring them inside?
Yeah, I mean, never mind.
What?
No, I was gonna say that party that we went to in Hollywood, dude. We went to Lucifer's Pizza beforehand, and then afterwards, you know.
Dude, I already told you. I told you when I left. I left when fucking the assault started taking place. I was out of there, so I'm no longer there.
Right.
I couldn't tell you shit about these allegations.
Whatever you say, pal. Whatever you say, dog. All right, here we go.
Let me see. Mr. Combs and defendant LRMR UGM and CRS provided private security for the writers' camp at defendant.
Those are the
CRS.
writers. Yeah.
The security was pronounced and lacked porous. I saw that. I read that wrong. But every time I see those words together, that's usually what's coming up. The security was porous and lackluster at best. Yeah. The fact that
it was on the security. It was they, them, she, Z's, X.
I got confused. I saw those letters coming at me.
Man. I know, dude. It's a very confusing subject to talk about, dude. I understand why it gets confusing. Yeah. You're he, and that he is Mr. G. That's who you are, dude. Don't get confused or twisted.
The security was I ain't going there again. The fact that either Mr. Combs and J. Combs were allowed to enter CRS with guns, and those guns were not confiscated by security, is a clear breach of duty by Mr. Combs' defendant, LRMR, and UMG plus community to protect Mr. Jones and the other attendees of this writing.
Those are the LGBTQs of this fucking thing.
And what's the result? As a result of the shootings, Mr. Jones is severely traumatized. Mr. Jones now suffers from PTSD, severe anxiety, depression, and insomnia. And I think 300 million would make that go away.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, honestly, I would take 50 mil for a shooting.
Because that's not even the dude who got shot.
I know, but I'm saying for witnessing the shooting, I want at least 100
He didn't
mil.
even witness it. He was outside. He just thought the door was thin.
I mean, dude, but he took care of the dude afterwards, right?
Good Samaritans don't get paid.
They get prosecuted.
They get prosecuted.
Yeah, dude, that's what's gonna happen next. Is this Mr. G's gonna have a lawsuit on Jones for not caring for him, right?
Dude, that's just one of the allegations. Here's Mr. Jones was sexually harassed and assaulted by Mr.
Hey, pew pew. Pew, pew.
Big up harassment and assault.
Yeah.
Throughout this time, living with Mr. Combs.
Oh.
This is so much fun. I mean, not for these people.
Yeah.
Apparently not for Mr. Jones.
But dude, the sex workers made out
it
real
changes-
well on
it
this
changes.
deal, dude.
Now, what if Puff Daddy would have wrote that song, Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones and me. Chilling.
Maybe it was, I bet it was a UMG music, Universal Music Group.
It's weird. All right, Mr. Jones. Throughout his time living with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was the victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Combs. Homeboy likes to touch the anus. Take that, take that. Take that, take that. Woo! Take that, take that. He wouldn't have minded so much, but he always used his thumb.
And then he would go, here, hold on, I'll get the other one.
Who's about to produce 7 songs for me and got 2 thumbs up his ass? This guy.
Dude, that you ever heard that Meek Mill song, Meet Me in the Bathroom, I'll fucking water while the water running? That was about Diddy fucking Meek, dude. If anybody's ever heard that song, that's what that song was about.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So all right, so let's get back. So all right, Diddy, if nothing else, he's a tickler of the anus. All right, hold on. All right,
These
let's get back
events-
to it.
54.
All right, these events took place in LA, New York, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. Of course they did.
Yeah.
In addition to the unsolicited and unauthorized touching, Mr. Jones was forced by Mr. Combs to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom as Mr. Combs walked around naked and showered in a clear glass enclosure.
I mean, would you be out of the room for that?
I wouldn't be working, dude. I already left the party. What makes you think I'm gonna work for this man?
I know, but you just take this part separately. Like, listen.
Nah, dude. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, yo? First of all, I'm not even working the bathroom. Work in the bathroom. I'll wait till you fucking get dressed. I'll meet you downstairs, dog.
Yeah.
Fuck you talking about? I'll be having a coffee from Dunkin' or something, dog. What are you, stupid? Like, there is a thing of, you know, like, I don't give a that's the thing, man. That's what I said, man. When money is what you're after.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I don't
Get this dick.
you know, like I don't
I was in the car with my wife the other day and I was telling her about like some of this stuff. And she's like, so what stands between me and a big house in Malibu is you sucking a couple of dicks?
not a couple,
Get out there, son.
7.
Yeah, whatever. She didn't mind the number. Yeah, she wasn't bothered by it.
She's
It's
like,
not
just a
her.
dick.
Yeah, she's like, it's
Well,
just a
women look
dick.
at dick differently than men.
I that's what I said to her. I said, well, honestly, if you got out there, then we wouldn't be having this conversation either. She was like, they don't want me, they want you. And I'm like, you're right.
You're right.
They do want me.
Yeah.
How do you guys
Because
think?
you're a straight white male. They want to turn.
How do you think I got this podcast?
You weren't too hard to pin down. You have podcasts written on your ass cheeks, but your asshole is the O.
Oh, dude.
All right, where were we, man? Where were we? I don't like to leave this dude just dangling with his asshole getting tickled. All right. As a heterosexual Christian man, That's how you know his lawyer wrote this. As a heterosexual Christian man, Mr. Jones was uncomfortable with Mr. Combs' advances and expressed his discomfort to Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram. KK. KK responded to Mr. Jones' complaint with, you know, Sean will be Sean.
That was great, dude. You
Now-
sounded just like her.
now-
You sounded just like her.
I think that's, yeah, right. I don't know what she sounded like, but it probably sounded just like that, right?
Yes, KK.
You know, Sean will be Sean. And I'll be like, but he got his dick out. Well, that's Sean. Sean just walks around with his dick out. That's Sean. That's Sean. He just walks around with his dick out. That's your answer to me. I just said the dude was walking around with his dick out
And put 2 thumbs up my butt, dude.
and was trying to put thumbs in my ass, yo. Like, that's Sean.
Did he lick them first?
Somehow I don't think he's a gentleman.
No.
I don't think he gives the gentleman K also attempted to downplay Mr. Combs' groping of Mr. Jones's anus and genitals as friendly horseplay. Because fellas, you know, that's how we just hang out. We pick his buttholes and grab each other's balls, stating that those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. Yeah, of course. That's everyone's way of showing that they like somebody. Not too many people are groping people they don't like. Fucking dummies. Despite these assurances, what assurances? All she said was, that's Mr. Jones. That's all she said. That's Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones. That's Mr. Combs. That's all she said. Despite these assurances, on several occasions when Mr. Combs began to undress and walk around his house naked, KK would say, okay, I'm leaving now. And she would disappear. Why didn't you leave with her?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Why didn't you go, okay, KK, wait up. I'll walk you downstairs, KK.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing I have with all of this. Why wouldn't you just leave? You know, and file the
Money.
lawsuit for the shooting or for the shooting. You know?
You already got a lawsuit.
Yeah. And report the shooting. Why wouldn't you just report the shooting?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, report the shooting.
KK's hypocrisy is breathtaking at best or enabling at worst. I think it could be both at the same time. Mr. Jones believes that KK aided and abetted Mr. Combs' sexual assault of him and was working with Mr. Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. They used to sit him in front of gay porn with toothpicks under his eyes and shit like this so he couldn't blink, you know, and have things in his ears. You love dick. You love dick. You love dick.
You know, the video that they would make him watch was the City of Brotherly Love with Meek Mills and starring P. Diddy.
He makes him watch a movie.
Yeah, that's what the movie was. It was City of Brotherly Love with Meek Mills and P. Diddy.
Yeah,
that was the name of the flick. It was a gay film.
This is insane. Like, why didn't you leave? But I get it. Like, the dude want the money.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down
to. You get that
to.
lemonade.
All right, so he goes through these sexual deviant acts. One would say Mr. Combs has a pattern and practice of engaging in such nefarious activities. Ooh. This ongoing conduct shows that Mr. Combs cannot be rehabilitated.
Wow. So you just want to give him the death sentence for that, dude? Is that what that is?
Take that. Dude, that's not even, it gets worse, if you could believe that.
Here we go, dude. I mean, we got time.
It says Mr. Combs attempted to groom Mr. Jones into engaging in sex. Mr. Combs was aware that Mr. Jones looked up to and idolized music producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, Stevie J. Stevie J is an American DJ, recorder, producer, whatever. Producer, Stevie J was part of the Bad Boys. In 1997, Stevie J won a Grammy, blah, 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 blah. Stevie J was one of the producers of the Love album.
So did Stevie J groom P. Diddy? Because that's what it sounds like. I mean, he produced his first album. He was on Bad Boy. Like what?
No, I forgot who they say groomed Diddy. It all goes back to that white dude. What's his name?
I'm not.
I think that could be the dude who. I think Aaron did groom Diddy. I forgot who did it, but someone did it to Diddy before Diddy did it to everybody else.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hold on, let me get back to it.
All right. There you go. Mr. Combs used access to Stevie J and his knowledge of Mr. Jones' admiration of Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. Mr. Jones went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom.
Wow.
This was
Dirty
done.
dogs.
This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality. According to Mr. Combs, this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it.
Yeah, dude, they've normalized it. You know, Meek did it.
Dude,
Rick Ross did it.
I don't even like when a dude shows me women. It could be two lesbians.
Yeah, why send each other that?
I don't. We spoke about that on the podcast, man. I don't even like when they send me straight porn.
Yeah.
Why would a dude stand there and, oh, yo, check this out. You like Stevie J? Look at him fucking this dude in the ass. The fuck? And you still stayed working there.
Yeah.
And the lawsuit didn't come then.
Mm-hmm.
Then. I mean, I could say I got some beef with the dude. That's the dude. How much do you have to see before it becomes apparent that you probably shouldn't be working there if you a Christian man? You know, I don't get it. But anyway, let's keep going. Why not?
Okay. So
all right. Everyone, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper Redacted.
And that's Meek.
Meek.
Yeah, it says Meek again. And
R&B singer Redacted and Stevie J.
Yeah, so the R&B singer performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. So I want to look up who that is.
Yeah, that's fucking what's his name, dude?
Who?
You just said it. Chris Brown. Didn't he perform at the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl in Vegas residency. It was Usher, dude. It was Usher.
Oh, Usher. Yeah, Usher. That makes more sense, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
That does make more sense because Usher, you know, he was grooming Usher since he was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, so that makes more sense.
Okay, here we go.
He says the following are screenshots of the video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male.
No, you missed a big part, dude.
Oh,
72.
Mr. Combs promised to make sure that Mr. Jones wins Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he engaged in homosexuality.
Wow.
I mean, you know, that's gonna come. That's gonna come your way, dog. When you get into that business, you gotta know going in. You know how many dicks you're looking to suck to get how famous do you want to be?
Pretty famous, dude.
Nah, not me, man. Following are screenshots of video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male. I felt like I should have said that twice. That Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. Looks like it hurt. Oh, and this is where the term pillow biter comes from.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was a term, but I guess that's something
you never heard the term?
I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Dude, that's like one of the oldest like slanders. Back in the day, man. It's horrible, man.
I'm more accepting.
I mean, I said it and it's horrible. I wouldn't say that normally, but I just saw him biting a pillow.
Yeah.
I didn't really say it to diss anybody, just to say that that's what he was doing in the picture.
Dude, this is long.
It's very, dude, the dude is a horrible person. Must we go on?
Oh, yeah, we're going on.
Yo, Thanksgiving 2022, Mr. Jones is sexually assaulted by Young Miami's cousin. On Thanksgiving 2022, Mr. Jones was in Mr. Combs' house in Miami. Mr. Combs was intoxicated and offered cocaine to Mr. Jones.
Yeah, but Young Miami and her female cousins were also present.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Jones rejected him and proceeded to walk to the bathroom, the restroom, whatever. While using the restroom, Young Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom and began groping Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs sent her in there to sexually assault Mr. Jones. As she entered the bathroom, she dropped to her knees and began performing oral sex on Mr. Jones' exposed penis, which probably still had a little pee-pee on it.
Oh, dude, I mean, it's probably midstream, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, come on, midstream.
Ooh.
I'm not at that party.
Yeah, I've already left, but man, it gets worse. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse than that. Mr. Jones pushed her away and exited the bathroom. Young Miami's cousin did not accept Mr. Jones' rejection. As she proceeded to follow Mr. Jones out of the bathroom, she started undressing and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in the presence of Mr. Combs and his staff.
How was your Thanksgiving, Gary? This was Thanksgiving Day, dude. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's honestly, it's a lot like the original Thanksgiving.
Puff
When
Daddy
we came in there with
institution.
all the Indians and just raped them and took the land. Sorry.
P Diddy. It's called P Caligula. This is fucking a modern day Caligula over here, man. The fuck is going on, man? And these are the pictures. Once again, Mr. Jones pushed her off. The following are images from a video of Young Miami, her cousin, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Combs. So actually, they have a video of this. You know.
So Mr. Jones and Mr. Combs on Thanksgiving Day, right before.
And the cousin is the one with the hat?
I guess Young Miami and her female cousin. Yeah, I think this one's Young Miami. This is the female cousin.
Yeah, I mean,
look at that. She's doing the blowjob motion right there, dude.
I wonder
who's this dirty white boy over here.
I don't know, some producer, but I wonder if he would have been upset if it was Young Miami. Yeah. Of course, they sent the cousin in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to state the obvious, do I? I'm not going to. You're not going to get me to. Do we have any comments at the moment right now? Everybody's still with us?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on right here. Oh my God, dude. Okay. Right there, R. Kelly maybe. Awesome. R. Kelly only likes little girls. He doesn't like man cheeks. Yeah, he has his preference. Raymond says, should have seen that one coming. Chris Brown. Nah, it wasn't Chris Brown. It was Usher. Bro says, I wouldn't be surprised if Combs is an informant with the feds, and for now he gets a pass. What I'm definitely thinking is this: who did Puffy say no to? That's my question. That all of this is coming out, you know. And once again, these are all allegations. They haven't been proven in a court of law. This is just what the dude is alleging. You know, that's what he's alleging. On Please says Mr. G was there. Can't stop, won't stop. King Ander says Brian sounds like the dude that says
Foreman Mills.
You're on point today, Brian. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Themore says pretty good for a meth head.
Thank you.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I just didn't want to say it. On Please says stretch to those bills, Brian Mills.
Brian Mills.
Awesome, Brian. Fastest commercial ever. That was like I said, I was very impressed.
There you go.
Mr. Jones tried to help the guy. Yeah, he tried to help Mr. G. The lawyer representing the case, yes. That blood was from something else. Nah, Diddy was using that ring finger with the ring still on. Yeah, that could be something else. It could. That's what I'm saying. He could easily be like, man, I didn't shoot him. I was anally raping him. This guy's a janitor now. Gary G exposed. Usher. Yeah, we figured that one out. Raymond's with us. Who did it to Diddy? He did it to Diddy before Diddy did it to them.
Best comment of the day so far. All right, back into it.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this shit gets worse. But like I said, you guys already see the obvious, right? They sent the big chick in there. You know, that's what Diddy wanted to watch. And like they said, it's more of a power thing. You know, he wants to see him do this big chick. He's not going to send the hot one in. He's telling the big one, go in there. We're going to make him bang you. Crazy, man. Diddy's nuts, son. I knew it. Power, man. Oh, here we go. Trafficking and Victims Protection Act. Throughout his time, you got to bring that up for me, dude.
Yep, I got you. Sorry.
Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was transported from California to New York, Florida, the United States. You mean you took flights with him? He says transported like he was in a box.
Yeah, it was on a PJ, dog. It was a fucking private jet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with stops at Epstein's Island, Bill Clinton's Arkansas home, and other places.
He says it like he was in a fucking box. During this time, Mr. Jones was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs.
So he was forced to get prostitutes for himself and perform
in front of him.
I mean, I call that a perk of the job, dude. That's like in the benefits package, dude. I mean, come on, dude. It's a benefits package.
I would kind of think that's a perk.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
It's kind of a perk.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
I blow up and I'm like, Brian, go find yourself a chick to fuck. I'll pay for it. Let's go. You ain't left yet, dude. Hurry up and go pick yourself up some Viagra's.
Yeah, pick me up too on the way back. Dude, yeah, I mean, I hope one day that there's a lawsuit about some intern who was like, listen, dude, these guys, and we didn't do anything wrong to the intern, right? We didn't do anything, but maybe we get sued for like 10 grand because we were just a little too crazy. Just like something small, no like real crime, but
Nobody
like
gets sued for 10 grand, dude. 10 grand is a settlement. No one sues for 10 grand.
All right, so we'll pay somebody off. If anybody's looking for an internship, it's unpaid, but you'll get 10 grand in about 7 years. You have to wait a little bit. Oh man. All right, here we go.
All right. On or about February 4th, 2023. 4 days before my son's birthday. This is what he was doing 4 days before my son's birthday. Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring prostitutes and sex workers back to his home in Miami, Florida.
And it also says with the note up there, they have possession of the video.
See, this writer is in possession.
No, yeah, you're right. I was mistaken. Here you go.
And then he goes, the sex workers that Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring back to his home. He wasn't even getting like top notch, man.
Yeah,
chicks wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, well, maybe it's post. Well,
maybe they're in Detroit. Where'd they say they were? It says where they were.
Miami, bro.
Oh, Miami. Come on. You can't get a fucking hotter prostitute than that. Where'd he tell you to get her from? Skid Row?
I'm not even going to say anything. We'll pause.
I'm just saying, man. I'm noticing that dog bite is fun. You can see it.
Yeah.
I don't like the lighting on me today. But anyway, let's go, man. There's a lot to get through, man. Come on, man.
All right. Quit yelling.
Stop it. Stop. Shh. Hush. Let's go.
Hush, little baby. Don't you cry. P. Diddy's going to take you in the bathroom and make you cry. This is what we do in the business.
That's why I'm nowhere in the business. 84. On or about February 2nd, 2023 incident, Mr. Jones believes Mr. Combs drugged him. Mr. Jones recalls waking up naked, dizzy, and confused. He was in bed with 2 sex workers and Mr. Combs. He also recalls aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on and his butt hurt. That part was added. I don't know if his butt hurt, but I wouldn't be surprised. Mm-hmm. On another occasion in Miami, Florida, on Thanksgiving night. So while you guys were all out there eating your turkey, going around the table, telling everyone in your family what you were thankful for, this is what Diddy was doing. Mr. Combs asked Mr. Jones and DeFrost Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked them for a $100 bill because he wanted them to do cocaine with him. Mr. Jones was scared, but luckily he didn't have a $100 bill. So Mr. Combs waited a little later to do coke with Young Miami because Mr. Combs only does coke through $100 bills. Don't be trying to give him no 5 or a straw. He only does coke through $100 bills. Okay? Just in case you're wondering.
This section of the podcast is brought to you by Wannabump. If you're trying to get off cocaine and you want a cheap substitution and coffee is too much for you, wannabump.com.
Welcome back.
Here we go.
Later that evening, he required Mr. Jones to solicit sex workers from Booby Trap on the river located at whatever. Mr. Jones did so, and Mr. Combs forced him to engage in unsolicited sex acts with these workers. When he says forced, I'm really interested to know what did he do that he forced him.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Here you go.
It's kind of odd. As part of Mr. Jones' sex worker recruitment tools, I like this. Mr. Combs provided Mr. Jones with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to Booby Trap on the river as a signal to any sex workers he approached that Mr. Combs was in town and had sent Mr. Jones to recruit them.
Dude, it's like the bat signal for hookers.
Dude, this is like a movie.
Yeah.
This is like that movie that fucking Al Pacino did, Cruising. When they were like, if they got the yellow bandana in their pocket, they like getting peed on. If they got the blue one, remember that movie? Oh, you probably never saw that movie. It's back in the day. It's like it's right after The Godfather, I think, that movie.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, you can get at briantlacata.com/shop a rated G hat for the next time you solicit a sex worker and just tell her about the podcast.
When you walk to Skid Row wearing that hat, they know that rated G is in town. It's time to get down.
Dude, just give them, turn them on. They'll be fans of the show. We'll even read their Instagram handles on here for money.
And the thing is, you gotta walk
this
around.
show is sponsored to you by Diamond.
You gotta walk around with that stupid ass hat on your head, knowing what it means. How degrading can you get? Gotta walk around with that big red fucking bad boy hat.
Well, I'm also, dude, the best piece of information I've got out of this is booby trap on the river in Miami with the address.
Yeah, there you go. With the case anyone's looking for the place. And you know what? For an extra good time, wear a bad boy hat. Mr. Jones had no desire to visit booby traps on the river. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit sex workers from booby trap on the river. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to intimidate and force Mr. Jones into soliciting sex workers from booby trap. Even though he was hard as a rock while he was banging them out in the videos, I don't want you to think for 1 second he enjoyed it. Okay? Sure, he busted that nut all over her forehead, but don't think he was smiling. They don't show his face in that scene. Apparently, these workers were accustomed to servicing Mr. Combs and would know what he is in town by the sight of the bad boy baseball cap.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's good money walking in.
Yeah, man. That's like me sending you to a clothing store and they're like, these are the shirts Gary likes. They know what you like, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go back to it, yo.
Here we go.
The following are Instagram profiles of 2 of the sex workers. Okay, there you go. Hey, booby traps located. Located at 3615 Northwest South River Drive, Miami, Florida. They look all right over there. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit and or have sex with the individuals in the previous paragraph. Let me see that picture again. Yeah, he didn't want none of that. No way. He was like, I'm appalled. Get me the Skid Row chicks. Those are the ones I'm into. I like the way he has to keep saying how he didn't want that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he wanted it, it still shouldn't be going on. Mr. Jones,
we're page 19 of 73.
Mr. Combs, we can't go through the whole thing, man. Mr. Combs used his power. The following is the phone number of another sex worker that Mr. Combs required, whatever.
It says Dominican AG, and then it says Dominican booby trap Miami. See, it says Dominican right there.
Yeah, man, crazy. He
Okay,
promised him. See, this is now. If anybody's wondering why put up with that shit, right? Mr. Combs used many tactics to maintain domination and control. He promised him a Grammy for Producer of the Year for the Love album. He offered him $250,000 to purchase all the instrument he wanted. He promised him ownership of his $20 million property on Star Island in Miami, Florida. He promised access to record label executives like Defendants, Lucci and Charles, and Ethiopia Habatamaran. Mr. Combs would often switch up his approach. He would go from promising Mr. Jones the world to threatening Mr. Jones with physical harm. Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face and inform Mr. Jones that he is willing to kill his mother, Janice Combs, if he must, in order to get what he wants, so he wouldn't think twice to harm Mr. Jones.
That sounds like a sacrificial ritual.
Sounds like an episode out of Power. That's what it sounds like.
50 Cent has been going at this dude.
Oh, yeah, man. I love 50. Mm-hmm. He don't give a shit. He's been going at him for years. For years, man. I mean, there's a lot more to it. They go into they go into some parties. I think there's another one where they go into parties where the underage chicks come involved. But whatever, man. Like, if you want to read it,
that was right after this. Here, I'll get the link up for everybody.
Yeah, we'll put the link up if you guys want to delve into that and see the nastiness of this dude. But I think we spent enough time on him fucking so far. Mm-hmm. I can't keep talking about that nasty bastard. But yeah, man, I knew it from the jump.
Yeah.
From the jump. I was saying that dude was nasty, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jones, Little Rod was a pimp. Little Rod sex tapes out soon. Raymond says, Brian, is that the internship package G offered to you?
Yeah, dude, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. And I willingly accepted, and I would never file a suit.
He has to sign that.
Yeah, I would go for the settlement cash.
He went straight for the settlement. And he actually didn't cost me that much. Yeah, man, Diddy's a dog, son.
Yeah, well,
you know,
we all
is
knew
anyone
that.
surprised?
Yeah, we all knew that.
Is anyone surprised that Diddy's a complete dog? And it's messed up, man. But you know, that's a dirty game. I'm telling you, boy. Before you get famous, you always gotta ask yourself, how famous do you want to be? You know, I don't need that shit, man. That's craziness.